I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters, and we ain't got nothing to hide.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome into Pregaming here on Sports Money. It's currently Wednesday. One more sleep before the NFL kicks off. Man, we're going to have a busy weekend. What a fun night we had last night. Shout out to you guys if you joined. Hard to imagine. It's hard to imagine. Dana White Contender Series Live. Week number 1 threw up 17.5 units on that day. We see last week our guy Fanatical Jim goes 10 units. And then your boy here. 20 units yesterday. Unfucking believable what happened across the board. What an unbelievable day yesterday. Fired up, man. Cannot wait. Woo! Bombs. I said it too. Man, it felt like a dog card in the Dana White Contender Series. All them dogs. Had nothing to do with that 600. The plus 600. I didn't even get that one. I was on the wrong side. Shout out to all you guys that were there rocking with us last night. Sadly, it was the last duck race of the season. We got 6 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks of duck races. You guys know the deal here. Lots of giveaways. We gave away over 20 NFL Survivor entries. And sadly, the duck races have come to an end, at least for the Survivor entries. We'll still have giveaways. We're still going to have a lot more fun stuff. Keep them going. Everybody likes them duck races. But, NFL Survivor's upon us here. We're on the eve of the start of the season. So if you guys are looking to get in, if you didn't win, but you still want to play, still want a shot for the big prize, DM. I'll give you guys the info that you need to get set up for that thing. And everybody should join, man. It's inexpensive. It's got a huge return. It's where I put my money. That's what it's always about here, is just telling you guys where I put my money. Play where I play. Stay where I stay. Or not. But a shout out to everybody that rocked with this yesterday, man. Tomorrow, you know the deal. Big live stream. The best 2 channels on the planet to collab live are doing it again. We're going live with razor sharp picks. It's going to be a ton of fun. I hope all you guys show up and show out for that extravaganza. We're going to have all kinds of plays, props, sides, totals, parlays, you name it. We're going to have it. We're looking to get paid. We're all excited for the start of the NFL. Then Friday, we've got the Eagles game. Saturday, we'll be back. It's an early start for the UFC. We got a 4 p.m. start for the UFC, which is great because we'll cover the afternoon college football games, the evening football slate. We'll have baseball galore, and we're going to hammer down as the UFC gets back in action after the Labor Day break. So that's going to be a ton of fun. Then, of course, we've got NFL Sunday and Monday Night Football. Stay tuned. Lots of things coming up. Excited to share them with you guys. And you see today's schedule. Kind of a tricky baseball slate today. I got to admit. Yesterday, I kind of thought, and we crushed it. Yesterday, we crushed it. We'll talk about that in a second. Today, it's okay. Then we're going to talk about a college football game as well. I want you guys to get in on this line before it moves. Early action. Now this will be our 3rd day of action for college football. And I've got one more spot for you guys. Well, that's not true. I think we're going to go with one each day to the weekend. So I've got one big one. I was going to go with 2 today, but we'll save it. I don't think this line's going to move. It might move in our direction is what it might move to help us if we wait just a little bit longer. So that's my teaser for tomorrow's college football. And of course, we're going to cover the NFL here, man. It's going to be a ton of fun. We got a player prop parlay today. We got the Nats in Miami. Man, if we don't win that player prop parlay today, we might just punt it. pain in the ass putting that shit together and not coming up with W's, man. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. We still got, we're going 3 of 4 and 4 of 5. We're making money on the props, but man, need to get that parlay. Come on now. Let's see what we can do it tonight. We're going to go Nats, Miami, Cleveland, Kansas City, the Pirates and the Cubs, the Dodgers and the Angels, the Giants and the Diamondbacks. And then I mentioned Iowa State, Iowa play to get in now. It's already moving. It's already moving. Probably, I hope it doesn't move again before we get there for the show. And shout out, I see KV. Kelly in the house is a new member. Kelly, appreciate you. Always coming through with the goods. It's good to see you back in here. And appreciate you becoming a new member. Shout out to Kelly V. Dehydrated today. Function of making money late last night. Get the pen and paper out, you guys, but not before you hit the thumbs up button. It's time to see what the chat's got going on. The best chat in the business assembles here before the games go live. They've been marinating on the card all day, and now they're giving us their best bets. And it's only right. Joe T kicks it off for us, you guys. Make sure you do put your best bets in the chat. We want to see what you guys are on out there. Lots of fun, lots of winning going on in this community. And starts with you guys, man. It's certainly the trends, the angles, all the fun stuff you guys share. Sometimes I'm sitting there as I'm capping for the day and I'm looking at the numbers and I'm like, I remember this. I remember somebody brought that up in the chat. Shout out to you guys, man. Let's go. Let's get to work. We got one Joseph Thompson continuing his war on unders. Fired. He's got the White Sox and the Orioles over 8.5. Big spot there for that Orioles White Sox game. He's got the Nats and the Marlins over 8.5. And he's got the Dodgers and the Angels over 10. See his record there, 63.3%. He's up 18.5 units as well. Shout out to Joe T, my dude. My dude's ready to go. I realized I didn't recap the spots yesterday. I mean, look, fucking killed it. Crushed everything. Not everything. We lost the Yankees under 9. We hit the Nats. We hit the Nats in the over 7.5 for plus 235 in that spot. We got the Atlanta Braves minus 1.5. We got the Athletics plus 135. We got the Dodgers minus 1.5 at minus 120. And we got the Storm under 158.5 as well. So almost a board sweep. Almost a board sweep. Let's go. Let's see if we can't do some damage tonight, you guys. Like I said, get them plays in the chat. Let's get back to it. We saw Joe T. We got his overs in play. Written down, ready to go. Shout out David Wallace. Shout out MJ Stryker. Says, let's get paid, my guy. Hell yeah. You guys know the deal. We're here to get paid, man. Let's go. David Wallace giving us a look. NFL's back, man. NFL's back. So much fun. I gotta do my survivor entry. I gotta do my weekly pick'em. I gotta do my circa entry. Woo! So many entries. So little time. Let's go. David Wallace likes Derrick Henry or Travis touchdown with the boost up plus 100 on DraftKings tomorrow. Oh, that's okay. He likes that. Those two. Okay. Kelsey. I mean, how could he not take Kelsey? You guys see the rumor? The rumor is September 28th, the contract ends. You know what I'm talking about? Then you got as much time on your hands as I do to read into some of that stuff. So actually, I only saw it on Twitter. And if I saw it on Twitter, it's got to be true, right? Isn't that the way that works? If it's on X, it's true. You don't even have to fact check it. It is a fact, I think, is what happened out there. September 28th. September 28th. So stupid. So stupid. You guys know what September 28th is. Put it in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. Let's see if somebody else was paying attention as I was early this morning. David Wallace. Surprise up too early touchdown. What's your opinion? I'll give you an opinion. I will give you an opinion on that. David Wallace, we got to take advantage. Kenny Wood says, what up, Mike and gang? He says, I've already cashed the Phillies money line. Me too. Had to take them Phils, man. Had to. I should just get the IV of the fluids going after drinking nights like that. Smoking Mirror says, Lego. Curved heat in the house, baby. Says, Mike, money. Let's go, my dude. Let's go, Curved Heat. It's good to see you. A humble and gentle Mexican says, let's get Swizzly. What up? Gerald Jones says, what up, Pimpin' Crew? The best bet for my dude, Gerald Jones. The Astros -0.5 in the first 5. Astros run line, first 5, -0.5. -105. I got you. I was a little slow. Oh, shit, Winner's Circle, I see this in here. Guess what I forgot? We catch Sabalenka 2-0 yesterday. That's how you know it's a good day. Didn't matter what we bet on yesterday, except for that under. Shout out though, Winner's Circle. Thanks for that reminder. It's got Swiatek. Got Caitlin Clark with 2 or more threes and the Orioles money line. There's an interesting little parlay action from Winner's Circle. Little sprinkle cone. Says, yes, here we go. Mario Barrios is back in the house. Says, Mikey Money, let's get it. Rob McMahon, Sancho, Steve. Venezuelan was up to +850 when he bet it. That was my loss. I lost in that fight. And I still fucking crushed yesterday, man. It was one of those days. And plus I'm doing it on screen. So I hope you guys made some money with me. I forgot who it was that was breaking my stones about celebrating that first fight win. Man, listen, when you're ready, you're ready. Don't matter. Let's go. Tech B in the house. Says, what's big, Mike? Yesterday was a lot of fun. KO with the +1100. There we go. There's a guy to get her done with us. There's my dude, Tarek B. Fucking slayed the dragon yesterday is what we did. We followed the blood trail into the woods. We came back with dinner for the whole fucking village yesterday. That's exactly what happened. Nasty Nate says, hit the fucking like. Let's go, you guys. Hit that thumbs up button. If you're not doing it for me, do it for Nasty Nate. Oh my God, Nasty Nate. A humble and gentle Mexican likes the Orioles -0.5 in the first 5. It's free. Peso? Free P? It's free. It's free is what it is, says a humble and gentle Mexican. Shout out to him coming in here rocking. Jerry Davis. Let's go, Pimps. Ravens on the money line. This is NFL play of the week. Right off the hop. Let's go, Jerry Davis. Stancho likes the Cards today. Shout out to my dude, Ron Crawford. Killing the bookies overnight with that KBO action. He's giving you guys the LG Twins for Ron Crawford. Make sure you check him out on X. Doing it on the daily. Free plays, KBO. Ron Crawford. Check him out. Let's go. Trap pod in the house. Big NFL play says Dalton Kincaid over 50.5 receiving yards. Let's go. Cameron Sinnett. There we go. Oh, a bunch of money stamped with a green DWC. Where'd this come from? Came from big winning last night, man. Listen, nobody does it like we do it. You guys already know the deal. I feel like I've said it so much already, but look, that's a true reflection of how much money I fucking won yesterday. Sorry, I'm not sorry. I'm sorry if you missed it. Is what I'm sorry for. Can't wait for it tomorrow, man. Peter's telling me to hydrate. Gerald Jones has had 9 wins, 1 Major League Baseball last night. Best day of the year. Yeah. Man, let's go. Let's get it to it. No fee in the house. Says, let's go O's. It's the sweet part of their schedule. NJ Striker's got the Cubs first 5 -0.5, but it's juiced. Cameron Sinnett's asking me if I like Fritzy to win the U.S. Open. I'm thinking of backing the truck up. I'll have to look. I didn't look at any tennis today. I was hungover and lazy is what I was. I wanted to ease into it and not make, dumb plays early where I gave away all that bankroll that we gained last night. We always kick around 500s to have the big bangers out there. We always say, keep the bullets on hand so you can fire. That's exactly what I was trying to do. Let's go. Kelly V says, 2-game series, Dodgers, Angels, and Washington, Miami. Ohtani, total bases. Super true story. Hit the Yanks first 5 under. Phil the Kill says, let's go. Sancho says, best bet, the Cards money line and the Cubs -1.5. We got Eberk in the house. I slam that thing down. Let's go. ZC33 says he parlayed the Nats in the over. And Atlanta -1 for big money yesterday. I love it. Let's go. T-Max in the house. Brian Smith says Orioles 7 to 8 runs. Phil the Kill says, still mad. I passed on odds booster play with the Phillies money line and Schwarber. Oh man, Schwarber is destroying the country of Canada by himself. The numbers that he's got are ridiculous. Peter Gracia. NFL can't get enough of that. Chiefs, Ravens. Let's go. That's going to be a ton of fun, man. That's going to be a ton of fun. T-Max's storm game last night was beautiful. Hell yeah. Let's go. Chris in the house says, breakup date. Ricky Levine. Let's go. NFL trend. Colby. Not sure what that means. NFL trend. Colby. Steve says, I just saw something that said Astros. Yeah, I saw that too, man. They haven't won since 2016. I saw that. And it does come, what I saw, the source, that it's on Twitter. It's got to be true. It's got to be true. We already talked about that. It's on X. It's true. It's on X. It's true. Obviously nobody has seen what I saw around September 28th. Nobody saw what I saw around September 28th. Shout out to, let's see, Kelly V says Cub total bases +135. The Futon Bets. What up, Futon Bets? He likes the A's money line. Says, sup, buddy? What's up, my dude? Indeed. Let's go. Let's get to work. We got lots of work to do. You already know the deal. Not enough time to do it. Thank you guys all for coming in and hanging out tonight. Just want to try to run it back, man. That's exactly what we're trying to do here. Phil the Kill says Phil's down 6-1 yesterday, +1250. Man. Woo! I missed that one. I thought they were losing, and then I saw they won, and I missed everything in between. Phil the Kill. Damn, I missed it. Shout out to Keith in the house. Rocking. Keith's out there, man. We're going to have some fun tomorrow, Keith. Let's go. Julian Cesario. He's got the Nats -130. The Diamondbacks -130. Kelly V giving the numbers. Here are top teams winning or losing by the run line. Atlanta, San Diego, Kansas City, and Cincinnati. Shout out Laura. Shout out Laura in the house. Laura F. I'm just Laura F. I'm so bad at pronouncing last names, and I don't want to screw it up. Says hump day. Let's cat. First time chatter, been watching for a while. Shout out to you, Laura F. Appreciate you coming in, rocking with us. Hopefully you're enjoying what's happening here. This community that we're building. And it takes everybody, including yourself, coming in here on the regular, keeping great attitudes, having a lot of fun, making big money, you guys. Let's do it. Let's get that big money tonight. What do we got? Hopefully I didn't screw this up. Hopefully I didn't screw this up. All right. See, Kelly V, KV, and I kind of aligning here with Ian Hop. 5-legger today, you guys. All Major League Baseball plus 1689. Man, that WNBA play yesterday was a dud, huh? Over 2 + 3s, and she got 0. I think everything else hit except that. I got to double check it. Once again, one short. But we want to play these individually. We're not taking egregious lines. In some cases, maybe when we take the 1 hit instead of 1.5 hit, you want to go back and get that 1.5 hits. But certainly stamp of approval on all of these individual plays. And then some. So let's start it off. Let's look at this Nats game. 6:40 p.m. Mackenzie Gore going up there against the Miami Marlins. Going to open our card up with a 5.5. That's catching steam. So it started at minus 115, sat for 125 all afternoon, popped up to minus 135s and continuing to grow on the score side of things. And he's just getting to that sweet spot right now. Last game versus Miami, 10 Ks against the Fish. Roasted him. Slow roasted. A little barbecue seasoning on him is what I think happened that last game. Last game out, the Yankees. Big 5-2 win. That was in the hot stretch of these Yankees bats, and he went out there and he mowed down 6 of them. 6 Ks for that guy. That's the number we're looking for. He's been averaging that number on the road this season. We're going to Gore over 5.5 Ks. Game number 2, we'll talk about the pitchers here. We're going to go to Griffin Gas Canning because he is a gas can. We're looking at that Dodgers and Angels game. He's on the Angels side of things. We are taking this one down to 5+ hits. I know it sounds like a big number. He's just a pile of shit, this guy. And the big thing is at 5.5 is the number that he's at right now. And it's catching steam to the over. So the books expect this guy to be getting crushed today, which makes a lot of sense. The thing about Canning, it's not so much, it's a confluence of events. He's horrible, but he still stays out there. He's almost got like the Patrick Corbin effect, right? Where they just leave him out there and let him just get roasted and toasted. Like chestnuts on the Christmas fire. He's going to go at least 5 innings for us. And if he does that with this lineup in these bats out there, Mookie, clearly, I think Freeman's a great spot tonight. I really love the Freeman spot. He just missed the parlay, mostly because as I looked at the RBI side of things, I wanted to use the RBI to juice it up a little bit for us. And his RBI was only plus 120. I say only, but I like Freeman, especially the way that Canning stinks against righties. Freeman should feast today. So we're going to go to Canning, 5 or more hits. We've got Hap for the Chicago Cubbies, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Leads the team in RBIs. Leads the team in home runs. Scoring at home. I mentioned this to start the season. The Cubs offense and what they do on their home field was second to none. Now they've certainly cooled off a little bit here, but not concerned about Domingo Germán. Not concerned. Former Yankee suiting up for these Cubbies. And we'll talk more about him in a few momentos. Then we're going to go to Nolan Arenado. So I did talk about the RBI factor out there, and who's the guy that I want to get involved with? It's Nolan Arenado. I want this one because he's plus 175 on the RBI scale. That's a nice little sweet spot in return. That's the one that beefed us up, and I wanted to go to somebody that I thought has that consistency that we looked at the last 7 and 14-day window to go out there and make things happen. His last 7 days, he has 4 RBIs. He gets RBIs against the Brewers. He's got 8 in his last 11 games against the Brewers. And, he's one of those guys that just the offense, where he goes is where the offense goes in these games. He had 3 games and 3 RBIs in 4 games. And that was against the Yankees, of course. And then he kind of cooled off a little bit. Well, he just got one again yesterday. So he's back in. He's seeing things well. I expect him to get. Now it's Colin Rea. No question about that's going to be a battle and a challenge for these guys. But, look, he's got that 3.7 ERA, 12-4 on the season as Colin Rea. But I just expect with these numbers, with these batting averages, that he finds a way to cook. Where was the other number that I saw for him? Let me see. And the O's got to go for Nolan Arenado. He's got 8 at-bats. Only 2 guys on the team that have had any success or any looks against Colin Rea that haven't hit him. The guy's too skilled. He's too gifted. He's got too much going in terms of what he does for that team. The averages in this case, 8 at-bats, not a single hit. Not going to stay like that here. Mason Wynn, the guy in the leadoff position, has got a 400 against Rea. That guy's he's a monster. His OBP leads the team, so he should be there on base. Alec Burleson, 2 at-bats, no hits for a lefty. Then you got Goldie. Paul Goldschmidt steps up. 8 at-bats, 2 hits for a 250. And here comes the guy to close it out, get the O to go, and Nolan Arenado. Give me him 8 at-bats, no hits, no home runs, no RBIs against Arenado or against Rea. Last but not least, here's a newcomer to my hitting arsenal. I'm going Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers. Plays for the Colorado Rockies. What I like about this guy is, well, 2 things. He's playing ground chuck. Versus the Atlanta Braves out there. Charlie Morton. Ground chuck because he loves to play to contact. Loves to get opportunities out there where the fielders can go do the work out there and try to get, runners out at base. Well, it's going to be a tough spot. We just need 1 hit. We don't even need an RBI. We just need this guy, Brendan Rodgers, to get a hit. What's he done against ground chuck? It was 500. Just a modest 500. He's seen him 6 times. He's got 3 hits. He's got 4 home runs. 4 RBIs as well against him. So certainly very, very live to get the RBI and home run game. I think his home run is like plus 900. I think there's going to be some scoring in this game today as well. 14-mile-an-hour conditions right to left across the field. But I think there's an opportunity for us to get Brendan Rodgers, not just to get the hit for us at 260 against righties on the season, but then you look at Morton. Morton's 42 points worse against righties than lefties with that 273. Contact be the game. Ground chuck be the captain of the team. So I think that's a great way for us to pop this parlay off. A little 5-legger to get her moving, you guys. That's what we're going out there. Mitch Morber says, Mike, am I crazy for using the up too early on the White Sox? The White Sox are dead to me. I keep trying to. Who is it in our chat there that says he wakes up and he fades the White Sox before he does anything? I love it. Man, you've been killing it, dude, but not me. I keep trying to find that fucking spot. All right, you guys keep asking me about this one here. You know the formula for me. When I'm looking to take the up 2, I look for the road team. I look for the road team because I know they're going to get the 9th inning at-bats. Also, the road team has a higher propensity of going up 2 runs and losing the game than the home team does of going up 2 runs and losing the game, right? So happens more. The road team loses the game after leading more than the home team blows the lead and drops it. If that makes sense. I don't know if you follow that that mathematics or that language. I would use it on the Athletics today. I think the Athletics are just in a great spot. They're one of the best hitting teams right now since the All-Star break, frankly. You got 72% of the bets on the Mariners, but you got 54% of the cash on the Athletics. And you're catching a nice plus 120 spot. Now, I know I said I'm looking for the road team, not the home team, but you got sharp action coming in on the Athletics. If you're looking for a road team, if you wanted to fall under that equation, can you put it on the Rockies? Depends on the score you're looking to hit there. I would consider the Red Sox. It's an offer position for Miguel. Miguel's got a 0-4 number out here against this Boston Red Sox team in this spot as well. So Miguel, I don't know why I can't say that today for some reason. I'm so bad at names. Man, get it together. Let's go. Dr. Laura says Gore and the Nats are my favorite look. There we go. Gore's going to boogie bounce, and the Nats should run line them. I will take over 5.5 Ks with the Nats. I like it. Kelly D says Butler been very hot. Yep, we had him yesterday. 12 for 12 going into yesterday for hits in consecutive games. Voodoo Ranger got a little Jackson action for 2 threes. Seems like a trap. I didn't touch the WNBA today. I had a nice WNBA. I know I gave you guys one play, but all the plays I talked about yesterday hit. See that? The Aces busted them up. Felt like that number was getting big. Didn't give it out officially. Played it, but Okay. Let's talk about some official plays. Let's get to business. It's business time. My business socks on. I'm just kidding. I don't even wear socks. Unless I have to. I prefer sandals as the modus operandi. And before you ask, yes, I snow blow the driveway with my sandals on. Yep. That's how much I prefer to wear sandals. Okay. The Nationals and the Marlins pop off at 6:40. So we got 9 minutes here. I'll be quick with you guys. I'm thinking the Nats. Short and sweet. Right to the point there, huh? 78% of the bets, 58% of the cash on the Nats. This is a big one in terms of the way this game goes down here. Now I get the overs. 12-0-3 to the over since July 22nd when it's at least an 8. We snuck in there yesterday. Man, we read that thing like a fucking book. The Nats get the win. The Nats in the over, and by parlaying it over, we got it down that hook, and it landed right at an 8. We nailed it. This one's a fade of Miami about left-handed pitching. They're just terrible. If you fade Miami against a left-handed pitcher, 40-9. That's how bad the Marlins are against left-handed pitching. 9-1 in their last 10 on the fade. So they're 1-9. If you faded them, they're 9. You're 9-1, if that makes sense. Also, they're just bad at home. Fade them at home, 45-25 in your pocket. Not a lot to jazz up with this thing here. I mentioned 78% of the bets and only 58% of the cash, but not going to go to the over. Belozo with that 4.32. Belozo. I don't know. I don't expect him to excel. I'm not going to mess around with this one and try to get it too cute. I'm taking the Nationals. Straight up Nationals play. To start the card off today, we're going to go back to the well. Leveraging. Not part of the reason I didn't want to get the first 5 in this one because it's juiced as well. I mean, I don't want to drop a minus 158 or a 166 on the Nats in the first 5. Just give me the full game. Just win the game, close it out, put these Marlins away, and we move onward. We're starting to see some late money coming in on the Nationals as well. So game number 2, we'll look at Cleveland and Kansas City. Woo! Man, there was a huge overtrend yesterday on this Cleveland-Kansas City game. And it pushed. Fucking pushed. I mean, it's better than a loss, right? I had 2 totals that pushed individually, and this was one of them. Yeah, so sometimes I get in there after the show, and I imagine the sickness. I'm still looking to beat some of these lines and get in there. But anyways, 65% of the bets and 58% of the cash on the Kansas City Royals. This game pops off at 7:40, so we got some time. We got plenty of time to get to here. If you guys are new here, we look at 3 things. The percentage of bets, typically going to be all the tickets that have been written, parlays. Not typically, it is. All the tickets have been written, parlays, same gamers, player props, like the soup. Everything that goes into the soup is the percentage of bets. Generally, more public-oriented, more public handle. Then we look at the percentage of money. We look at that and typically attribute that to bigger bettors. More often than not, sharper bettors. Not necessarily that they're sharper, but certainly bigger, and they're not messing around with parlays. They're the guys that roll in with the backpack full of cash, say, give me 10 large on this team. And then we look at the third thing that we're looking for. How are the books reacting to that cash? And in this case here with this Kansas City game, we have 65% of the bets. We have 58% of the cash on the Kansas City Royals. Line's gone from minus 135 to minus 127. But it has not moved for the Guardians. It opened at 115. It sits at 115. This is where I talk about some of those market correction factors. To entice the handle a little bit more evenly across the board, they're not changing the Guardian side of things. They're just altering the Kansas City Royals side of things. So a lot of times what happens in that case is somebody opened up and their algorithm showed them where the bets were coming in, all the rest of the books. And then what happens is they said, well, we can get a more divided split towards that 50-50 ratio if we drop this number a little bit on the Kansas City Royals. To me, that means the books just aren't certain. It's coin flipping for these books. They don't know who's going to win this game. At 16,999 tickets, it's a pretty damn large sample. We got Ben Lively popping in there for the Guardians. He's rocking a 3.92 ERA. We got Seth Lugo 3.12 ERA. What a battle. I mean, yesterday was ugly. Yesterday, they just rolled over. And the Royals now are down 2 games in a row in the series. Plus, the Royals are on a hell. Zoe, you know it. Sevelin and Sandals in New York is wilding behavior. Some deep Yankee shit. I don't shovel, I snowblow. Although I guess I do. I mean, I get the snowblower right up against the side of the fucking house, so I don't have to deal with opening and closing the door on it too. But yeah, sandals around the season. Matter of fact, it's an upgrade time because the sandals the other day, I just noticed the one starting to stretch just a little bit, and you can't have loose sandals in the winter. Listen, that's a crucial factor. Loose sandals in the winter, you're going to slip and fall on your ass. It just happens. They got to be secure to said footing so that as you rock around, you don't fall on your ass. There you go, humble, gentle Mexican. Just happy to amuse and entertain you guys here. Kansas City game, though, as I mentioned here, 2 straight losses, kind of in a tough spot of their schedule as well. Kind of starting to see who they are, but I do believe it's a bounce back situation. First of all, the Guardians, they've been saved by their pitching, and they've been on a hell of a run right now. We talked about them, and I know, back in the All-Star break, we talked about the Guardians and their bullpen and just how phenomenal they have been. They're riding a 3-game heater. They've won 4 of their last 5. Now, part of that was against the Pirates, who are basically checked the fuck out. We'll talk about them in a few minutes. Oh, man, my nose is itching. And these Guardians here have beaten Kansas City now 4-2 and 7-1. Despite that, though, you got a team mired in mediocrity when it comes to plate discipline and inability to go out there and bomb the thing around. It's not like the Kwan and Ramirez of last year. Everyone on the team's shooting around a 240. Not bad, but not great. And it's below the MLB league averages. What does Seth Lugo do when he's going out there against a team that's not great at hitting? Well, he's 11-3. He shows command. He shows the ability to paint the corners, and he gets him guessing and swinging. Seth Lugo. Also, we got a 3-factor back in play here today. Divisional teams, 53% win percentage or better. So not a bag of shit, right? Not a White Sox. White Sox would be exempt from this because they're just terrible. In fact, I saw that the White Sox record, now they're up, just as I mentioned the White Sox, they're now up 1-0. What are the odds of that, huh? Sometimes I think I talk shit into fruition here. Nonetheless, the White Sox, watch them win today too. Watch them win today, and that'd be the day that I fucking didn't play them finally. First time in 100 years of Major League Baseball that a team's been 5-45. First time in 100 years. That's why I keep playing the White Sox. At some point it's got to stop. Man, my nose has got to stop itching. So anyways, 53% win percentage or better. Team on a 3 or more game win streak is these Guardians. They are on that 3-game win streak. They're just 8-33 after game 1 of a series. Can't be game 1 of a series. Probably because there's too many variables in there, right? If you're changing locations, there's too much change going on. But when they get into the middle of a series, they don't have the ability to go out there and sweep a series is ultimately what I'm reading into with that stat. They just don't have the ability to close it out and go 4 or 3 games in series of that case. So we're fading on the Guardians. We're playing on the Kansas City Royals today. See if they can't find a way to get her back in here. I know I got these things laid out. I typed them in here. Let me put them up there. The Nationals was -140. The Royals -125. The number came down. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the number coming down. But now it's bouncing back a little. 127 at Bet Rivers. 130 at DraftKings. 132 at FanDuel. So FanDuel doesn't have the best number for us. And then -135 is at BetMGM. So there you go. There you go. Give me a little Kansas City Royals action. And again, not the first 5 or full game. I'm just trying to go, not easy, but trying to go light tonight because we're going to have a big night tomorrow. I want to fire away. I want to build this thing here. We had such a fucking massive day yesterday. Massive day yesterday. Did I tell you guys it was a massive day yesterday? Appreciate a humble and gentle Mexican. Says, I'm all of your spirit animal person. If it ever snows in Laredo, I'm going to toss my sandals on. Hell yeah, man. You take a picture and then you tag me to it on X. That's how we know it really happened. We already talked about it. It happens on X. It's got to be true. It's got to be true. Bounce back spot for Lugo here as well. I think this is a good opportunity for him to go out there and handle this Cleveland Guardians team. Again, you know, we know teams will hit in bunches and things will happen in waves. Fuck is calling. The same person calls me. I tell him all the time, don't call me at 6 o'clock. Don't call me at 6. What are you doing? Dummy. Dummy. All right. Onward. Upward. Pirates. Cubs. Battle. You know, we look at this game and we've got, let's get the splits here. Let me pull them back up. Phone ringing. Call me the same. You tell the same people the same shit and they still do the same shit regularly. Pirates opened up as huge road favorites or huge road dogs, plus 178. We have 80% of the bets and 88% of the cash on the Cubs. We have a total that's moving on up from 8 to 8.5. This is where I like that Hap spot too, because I saw the total moving up. I expect there to be runs, and I think Hap's going to be the straw that stirs the drink. 89% of the bets and 88% of the cash on the over. Domingo Germán, 6.11 ERA on the season. Shota Imanaga, 3.14 ERA. We've come so far. Remember the tongue twisting I had the first time I tried saying his name? Embarrassed myself. Part of the reason why I stopped even trying to care about saying names properly, except for you guys in the chat. Of course, I want to respect you guys and make sure I say them appropriately. But Imanaga is 11-3 on the season. And he's got that 3.14 ERA. Now, this is that time of the year. I mean, we're there. These guys that haven't gone deep before, keep in mind, and this goes across pretty much all sports, right? All major league sports. The high school and college schedules aren't as long as the pro schedules. So fatigue settles in. Then you also not only have fatigue settling in, but you have teams that are trying to go easier on some of their guys that have their, it's not MMA chat. You know, the training or the staff goes easier on the guys that are dealing with first timer situations because they don't want to ruin them. They don't want to overexpose them and hurt them. So they try to ease them in to the grind. And it's why usually you see, you know, 2 or 3 seasons before some of these guys kind of reach their peak performance capabilities. So all of that dissertation for me is why I'm not messing with the Cubs in the first 5. I think Imanaga's at that point. He's at the point of the season where he's only got a couple more starts left in him. They don't want to go out there and ruin the guy and have to put him in a situation where he's, again, overexposed. We also have the Cubs having lost back-to-back games, 5-3 and 5-0. Now, I can get rid of the first game. The 5-3 first game, I can dismiss that because they went out there and they won 14-1 against the Nationals on Labor Day. Or I guess it was Sunday. So after they score 14 runs, I don't expect the team to go back out there and have 100 more left in the bag. They dumped the truck. Now they've also been shut out yesterday. He does wear boots when he shovels. he's got mittens too. He wears himself mittens. Not even the finger gloves, just a mitten. I don't know if that's true. Seems like it might be. So anyways, we've got the Imanaga factor. We've got the Domingo Germán factor. We've got the fact that we just came off a shutout. We got the Pirates 0-10 in the third game of a series, their last 10. They're getting smoked. 7.3 runs a game they're allowing in those spots. Now, can Domingo Germán handle business? Probably not. Big dogs on a longer winning streak. There go the Pirates with that 2-game winning streak. 5-26 on the run line spot. It's the same league. Starter with 6 or more Ks the previous game. So starter comes in and mows him down. I mean, it all lines up perfectly for being an Imanaga spot. We don't need Imanaga to go 8 deep. And I'm not going after the Cubs' first 5 in full game because I just don't know how much we get, How deep does Imanaga go? I'm going to drop the run line on this one. I'm going at it. It was an even money play for me. Cubs. We got the fade. We got all kinds of reasons to jump in here on this Cubs team. There's like 18 different reasons to jump in on this Cubs team for me. They're number 2 in baseball in WRC plus over the last 14 days. Pittsburgh's 21. Top third, bottom third. We've talked about those. I mean, there's a lot of, I don't typically take the run line for the Chicago Cubs. You guys have seen us long enough to know that I try to stay away from that scenario, but not today. Today, I'm jumping all in on this thing. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. You guys are fun today. We got First Strike we're going to be shooting tonight, you guys. We're back to UFC this weekend. You guys know the deal. We're going to give you that early looks to cook the books with the UFC. We've got that 4 p.m. start. We'll probably get together around 3:30 so that we can go through the prelim and some of the main card before the actual fights begin. Try to get some player props and some parlays in place as well. And it's now 1-1, Baltimore and White Sox. All right. 2 more baseball games. Talk to you guys about this college football game. And we'll get you guys up out of here. The Dodgers and the Angels, 9:38 p.m. out there on the old West Coast. Tons of action coming in the Dodgers. You have to expect it. The Angels are as bad as the White Sox, if not worse, because they're probably worse than the White Sox. Here's why. Hear me out. They at least have some players on the team that show promise. The White Sox, it's bad. This is bad. 93% of the bets and 98% of the cash on the Dodgers. You watch the way they play. Watch the way the Angels play. They got right from the general manager throughout the organization. They're just stupid. They just make stupid plays. Bunting in bad positions. I mean, I wasn't a baseball guy growing up. I played baseball, as a kid and stuff like that. But even I knew some of the spots that they were bunting the other day were like, what the fuck are you doing? Anyways, minus 205, dropped to minus 195. But this is more about that correction because, we've got the Angels open up at plus 170. They're sitting at 172. I don't fuck around like some of the other spots, you guys. When we talk about these numbers, I want the first number on the street. I don't need the handicap of the handicap. I want the first number, and I'll handicap it myself. That's the way I like to do business. Then we look at a total that's got a 10 without movement, 60% of the bets and 60% of the cash on the over. I mentioned gas canning. Guy is fucking flamethrower when it comes to just getting torched. I mean, the guy's, 4-12 on the season. He's just as bad at home as he is on the road. So 5.14 ERA at home for this dude. And, averaging 4 Ks a game, give or take. I think we're going to see a lot of hits out of this one here. I think we're going to see a lot of dudes get on base. On the flip side, we look at Bobby Miller, I'm sorry. Bryce Miller, I don't know what I was thinking there. And this guy's a gas can. He's 7.25 ERA. But he's 11.12, 11.12 ERA on the road. And he's 0-3. It's bad. It's as bad as it gets. It's as bad as it gets between these two guys. And to me, this one comes down to just a total play. I mean, I got to get involved on this over. I know it's at 10. If you wait till game time, will you maybe see a better number? Maybe. It's a minus 105. I didn't want to take the first 5. Maybe I circle back and do it. It's 5.5. The first 5 is 5.5. And I know I just talked about how bad these two pitchers are, but to me, it was more about where the ROI was for this game. And sitting there at a minus 1, look at the minus 105s are now moving as well. Minus 109s, minus 110s, minus 115s, minus 125s out there as well. But the 5.5 I think the majority of the runs come in the front part of the game versus the back part of the game? Probably. I thought about splitting, or doing 2 units on it as well. I guess we'll see. We'll see how this game or how the day advances here, but I like the first 5. I love the full game. I like the first 5 over, if that makes sense. And I'll give you guys some numbers behind it. when the Dodgers are off of back-to-back wins, just think about some of these trends in kind of their simplest form, right? Back-to-back wins, they're seeing the ball well, right? They're winning the game. They're 7-0-1 to the over, the Dodgers. They're averaging a margin in those games. It's going to be 3.5 runs over the total today. They're almost 13.5 on the totals after they've gone with back-to-back wins. So once they heat up, get out of their way. They're fourth in WRC plus over the last 14 days. So you'll start to see some of those consistent trends where I'm looking to intersect the WRC plus over the last 2 weeks with teams that start to heat up. Like we talked about the 2 and 3 game factors that are out there. They're also looking at Griffin Canning. For some reason, stop putting this guy in the second game of a series. He's 1-8. He's bad. He's bad. I like the Dodgers in this game. I don't like them enough to get behind a 2-1. You know, like the margin as I saw it with this game was like 1.1 on the run line. So in theory, they would win this game by, 2.6 runs. But even then, if you look at the run line, like yesterday, I was good with the run line because I thought that was just a smash him in the head spot. Bobby Miller, to me, is the reason that I don't want to get involved on the side with this game. I just want to see runs. And both of them could be equally bad. That would be ideal. It's 5-5 in like the second inning. Would be fucking outstanding. Plus, it'd be a hell of a fun game to watch. Anyways, last game for the Major League card, and then we're going to cover this college football real quick and put the bow on the show for everybody. I thank you guys for coming out tonight. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button for me. Show the support. You guys want to see more plays? You want me to go deeper dive? I need more than 50 thumbs up. It's disrespectful, man. It's disrespectful. You know how much time this shit takes? You guys know how much time this shit takes. That's why you let me do it. And I'm happy to do it. I just need you guys to hit the thumbs up button. The Arizona Diamondbacks, the San Francisco Giants, the 9:45 p.m. start. Pros versus Joes. I don't know why. I don't get it. I don't know what's supposed to happen in this spot. I don't get it. Let's talk about it. 80% of the bets on the Diamondbacks. So the public's on the Diamondbacks. But 53% of the cash are on the Giants. There's been no line movement. None. Seems like the books are content with the pros taking on the Joes. We look at this total's gone from 7.5. We're starting to see some 8s out there, which I can get behind. We have Hayden Birdsong. Hayden Birdsong coming out to start on the San Francisco Giants side of things. Let me get the spanner off, huh? And he's, slacking. I'm slacking. There we go. Hayden Birdsong. He's got that 5.14 ERA. And Zach Gallen, 3.87 ERA. I've heard a couple of people tell me too today, they really want to be involved on this Giants side of things. Gallen's not that much worse on the road than he is at home. He's just consistent. He's got a 4-3 record. He's got a 4.17 road ERA, a 3.87 overall ERA. Then you go to Birdsong. He does pitch better at home. 4.26, but he's only 1-1. It's not like he's out there lighting the field on fire. 4.26 ERA versus 5.14 overall. So can you say that there's an advantage? I mean, numerically, you can say there's an advantage for Birdsong to pitch better at home than on the road versus Gallen. I get it. But it's Zach Gallen and experience, right? We talked about this thing with pitchers and this time of year where the arm gets loosey-goosey. They start taking care of these guys. Now, what does Hayden do against low strikeout teams? Teams that show plate discipline. Experience versus the inexperience. He's 0-3. 0-3 when he plays a team with low strikeout rate. What about a bounce back spot? He's coming off a loss. He's 1-5 off a loss. He's a young dude. He's got this inexperience out there. We talk about it all the time, right? People seeing things for the first time. They're dealing with things for the first time versus people that have been matured and seen it. They've experienced it. They can recount certain positions and what they had to do and their takeaways from, not stretching out properly at this point of the season versus not. Simple when you look at Birdsong. The Giants are 0-6 in their last 6 game threes of a series. 4 of them were their favorites. Talked about some numbers like that last night. 4 times they were favorites. They lost all 6 of those spots in game 6. Arizona's number 1 in WRC plus the last 14 days. San Francisco's 27th. Number 1 versus number 27. Giants are 0-5 in Birdsong's last 5 starts. They're in a spot here where I mentioned those game threes of a series where they're allowing teams to score 7 runs a game. Well, and last but not least, the Giants are 3-7 their last 10 overall. They're averaging 3.8 runs per game in those spots. If it's trap, I'm trapped. If it's a trap, I'm trapped. I don't see why so many people were like, I love the Giants. I don't get it. Maybe I'm missing something pretty fucking significant because I don't get it. I don't see it. Zoe, Arizona to pound town or pass for me. Agreed. Let's go, man. Let's go. AOD says bird song or bird poop. Humble and gentle Mexican, too legit, having some convos out there. Let's go, man. It's good to see you guys all rocking in here. Let's do just that. J Dub says they can hit Gallon. Yeah, I get it. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. All right. You guys know what to do. I'm on Arizona. Give me the Diamondbacks. If it's a trap, it's a trap. And I'm in it. I'm stuck in it if it's the case. If it is the case, then I don't want to be stuck in it. But I just don't see it. I just don't see how this happens. All the numbers, all the reasons, all the incentive, all the number, everything I look at tells me that's an Arizona spot. Let's change gears. I got to get like a little college football theme or something that won't get us flagged on Google or on YouTube so I can, get the little college football game day theme going or something here. I'll fully borrow it from, I'll say often imitated, never duplicated, but I'll imitate the shit out of some college game day or something. If we didn't get copywritten for it, if we didn't get flagged, I'm borrow from those that are better than you. Go ahead. I don't know if they're better than us than picking, but you know what I'm saying here. I'm looking at this game as a 3:30 start, 3:30 battle. And if you guys like this little college football melee in there, I'm not a big early betting guy, but I want to make sure that I give you guys some of the spots that I've looked at early. So if you like this kind of stuff, leave some comments in the video that, like some of the NFL breakdowns and stuff that I was sharing yesterday. I get all kinds of these, dashboards and trends and data, all these things that I'm sifting through on a regular basis. And I thought, why not bring some of them out to you guys so that we can, all conversate together. But anyways, Iowa State and Iowa. We've got a spot here where this line is on the downtick. Iowa opens up as a minus 3-point home favorite. They're now minus 2.5. We have 67% of the bets on Iowa, but we have 50-50 split. Iowa State and Iowa. Actually, it's 50% Iowa State, 48% Iowa. What do you think the other 2% did? Take a tie? Game to end in a tie? You know what? I'm going to write that down. If I don't play that now, I'm going to be mad at myself, even if it's only for a cup of coffee. Iowa tie. I guess technically, maybe it's tie in regulation. I don't know. Anyways, I digress. We got a total that started at 35.5. We're starting to see some steam coming in on this under. 77% of the bets, 93% of the cash on the under. Drop down to 35. We already got a 0.5 point of movement and big money coming in on that under. Now, when I talk about trends, I look at 3 different buckets. I talk about coaches' trends, I talk about team trends, and I talk about college football trends, right? We kind of look at all 3 of those and the different components of the way that, a trend can drive a game. When we get intersecting trends, it's a lot of fun. Get excited. When they intersect in the same bucket, player to player or college football to college football or coach to coach, it's even more fun. And today, we're intersecting coaching trends. We saw Iowa beat up Illinois State 40-0. They went over the total of 37. Interesting note, both games, back-to-back games pegged at 37 for Iowa. Also dealt with a 36, a 25.5 against Nebraska. And then we look on the other side and we see Iowa State takes down North Dakota 21-3. Smoked the under. 52 was the total in that game. 21-3. Now they played Memphis. They scored 26 points in the bowl game. But Memphis scored 36 points. That's where shit got ugly. I mentioned the intersecting coaching trend because that's exactly the play that we're looking at here. How about this one? Matt Campbell. Matty Campbell. When he's between a 0 and a 7-point dog. He's 10-11 in those games. Nothing great. Nothing to write home about. But he's 22-0 to the under. 22-0 for Matt Campbell when he's a dog between 0 and 7 points. Keep that in mind as the college football season advances. We're only getting into week 2. Where's it intersect? Oh, by the way, they're going under by over 16 points a game in those spots. Talk about margin. We're over 2 touchdowns in margin for the under in Matt Campbell spots between 0 and 7. That goes all the way back to 2017. Then we look at the other side of things. How about Kirk Fernandez? When he's got a low total, less than 43 points, he's 30-9 to the under. 30-9 to the under. Going under by almost a touchdown. 6.5 points per game in those spots as well. We're seeing the half tick of movement. Man, Iowa State, Iowa. You got to look at this under. You got to jump in on it. By the time we get to game time, it's going to be sitting there at 31.5, and you guys are all going to be going, do I take it now? And the answer is probably yes. Yes, at that point, the answer is probably yes, because we just talked about the margin. Not trying to come in there with you guys and look at 1 or 2 points. Sometimes, sure. If it's the last game, you get enough cocktails in me, I'll bet on fucking duck races and poker games I'm not even playing in. So yeah, I'll try to force something through there at the end of the night if it's been a good day. But, from a perspective of margin, when you've got the entire slate of football to work with, we try to find those margins that have 2 touchdowns or at least a touchdown in our at our disposal. So in this case here, Iowa State, 35.5. I prefer to wait until game day to pop these things out there. But there's just some of them that I want to make sure we take advantage of. By the way, we talked the other day. Hopefully you guys took advantage. We talked about the New York Football Giants, the under and their team total unders. Make sure you go back and check that out. I'll clip some of these spots. We'll put them in there for shorts so that when you guys get to the weekend, you can just jump into the shorts tab. You'll see a quick breakdown of what we got to do. And that's all we got to do at this point, you guys. Baseball's underway. College football getting moving into week 2. And the NFL pops off tomorrow. A big live stream. We got the crew getting ready to fire. We got our guy Razor Sharp. We're going to have the fellas of sports money. We're all coming together. It's going to be a fun live stream tomorrow. Make sure you guys get ready for that. We'll be back here doing pre-gaming at 6 p.m. I got to get out. We got to go film some action for First Strike. We got a big UFC weekend for a live stream as well, man. This is going to be a fun week. We're just getting started. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Good luck